Megaraptorans are super enigmatic and amazing dinosaurs. That's why I've come and selected every dinosaur that might or might not be a Megaraptoran that we've covered on the channel so far and put them all into one video. Enjoy. It might be the closest thing to a real-life Indominus Rex, Seat's the man-eating monster. Even though it is highly fragmentary, paleontologists still concluded a size of 3.9 metric tons for an immature individual. 5.6 metric tons is one of the better estimates out there for a fully grown individual. Because of this immense size, and since Seats could be a Neovenataurid or Megaraptoran, it would be the biggest in either group. Combine the fact that Seats was a giant carnivore, with razor-sharp teeth and the claws potentially ranging from 20 to 40 centimeters or 8 to 16 inches. And you get a dinosaur very similar to the Indominus.
I'm different. I am the one that can see John Cena.
Dinosaurs were the dominant theropod group in the Jurassic and large parts of the Cretaceous, but even they had to come to an end. There is one mysterious potential Carnosaur in North America that expanded their reign in the late Cretaceous. It might be the closest thing to a real-life Indominus Rex. It was the last giant butcher of North America. Seats the man-eating monster. Seats Megarorum was first described in 2014 by Sanu and Makovitsky. The generic name is derived from the name of Seats, a man-eating monster in the Ute mythology. Even though Seats is very fragmentary, paleontologists still concluded a size of 3.9 metric tons. However, the authors also wrote that the holotype specimen was already this size despite the visible neurocentral sutures showing absence of ossifications, suggesting this was an immature individual. Seats is known from paleo documentaries, namely T-Rex: An Evolutionary Journey from 2016. Taxonomically, Seats is a mess, as it may be a Neovenataurid Allosauroid or a Coelurosaur of uncertain phylogenetic position, for example a Megaraptoran or a Tyrannosauroid. Since Seats could be a Neovenataurid or Megaraptoran, we would imagine it having giant claws. If we body length scale from the Allosaurid Saurophaganax and the Megaraptor and Megaraptor, we get a claw length of 24 to 39 centimeters or 9.5 to 15.4 inches. As always, take these estimates with a grain of salt, since Snax and Megaraptor had exceptionally long claws and body length scaling is by no means accurate. But also note that the keratin sheets and theropod claws normally don't preserve well, meaning that the claws could be even bigger in life. One thing is certain, Seats would have demolished small prey with its sharp teeth and claws, either weakening it with one bite and going in for the kill or restraining the ornithischian or juvenile sauropod, for example, with its claws and skull to the point where it's over quite fast. For bigger animals, namely sauropods, with Seats being potentially a carnosaur, flesh grazing seems to be highly likely. Flesh grazing is a hunting tactic where the Seats would actively chunk out big pieces of the sauropod's flesh without having to kill the animal itself. Snacking on sauropods is still one of the most prominent hunting strategies out there for carnosaurs. Since Neovenators, Chilanthyosaurus and Seats look so similar, and since Seats could be a carnosaur, we'll go with this cladogram for this video, showing Seats with a Neovenataurid, a Carcharodontosaurian or Coelurosaurian subgroup of big theropods with sharp serrated teeth and large claws on their hands and a long, deep skull. If Seats is a Neovenataurid, it would be second in size within the group, behind Chilanthyosaurus. However, due to our holotype specimen not being a full adult, it might outsize Chilanthyosaurus, who knows. If it was a Carcharodontosaurian Neovenataurid, or a Carnosaur for that matter, it would have extended their reign over North America by a whopping 15 million years.
I'm different. I am the one that can see John Cena.
As Seats lived 94.6 million years ago, it was potentially the last man, or carnosaur, standing in North America.
I still stand.
Anyway, Seattle was home to the Cedar Mountain Formation of Utah, which is best known for Utahraptor, Deinonychus and Acrocanthosaurus. None of these would have lived alongside it though, as the CMD contains fossils from 140 to 94 million years ago. Seattle is at that very end of the formation's timeline. Other animals of the Cenomanian part of the Cedar Mountain Formation would have been the crocodiliform Dakotasaurus, the snake Coniophis, the amphibian Albernepeton, the lungfish Ceratodus, cartilaginous fish such as Hybotus, and mammals such as the jugulator. Dinosaurs include the small tyrannosaurid Moros, the Ankylosaurus Animantor, Cedapelta, Piloroplytes, and the neon-efficient Eolambia, Fauna, and Iani. Seattle would have been the end boss in the Cedar Mountain Formation, especially chronologically, as it is not only one of the largest terrestrial predators North America had ever seen, but also potentially the last giant carnosaur of the region and the formation, indicating a shift in the power dynamic. And we all know what happened after Seattle died out. It was time for the rise of the Tyrannosaurs. I would argue that was an even better meme than the first one, wasn't it? Anyways, that's it for the video for this potentially the last carnosaur in North America. Let's create the perfect terrestrial predator. Sharp teeth, check. Long, sturdy and razor-esque hand and foot claws, check. Has to be a megatheropod, aka weighs at least 5 metric tons, check. Needs enough leg muscle to produce short bursts of speed for ambushes, check. Except for the lack of bite force and an unknown IQ, evolution has created this dinosaur. This was the Megaraptors, a 30 to 33 feet or 9 to 10 meter long Megaraptorid from end Cretaceous Argentina. It is the biggest Megaraptorid by a landslide, weighing up to 5 metric tons, just making it into megatheropod territory. Maib got giant leg muscles, razor sharp teeth and the long and sturdy razor claws on both hands and feet, measuring about 14 inches or 35 centimeters in length. The range this dinosaur must have had on attacks is crazy. Its name closes the circle of the perfect predator, as Megaraptor stands for the shadow of death that kills with the cold wind. We've all seen Jurassic Park and the human-eating T-Rex. But what if I told you that megatheropods generally wouldn't consider us prey cause we're too small? What actually would be deadly if you traveled back in time would be the mid-sized predators. There is one predator not only fast but also swift, not only explosive but also enduring when chasing down prey, not only housing sharp teeth but also giant hand and foot claws to slice and dice.
It is the biggest knife-wielding kickboxer that has ever evolved anywhere.
This was the perfect mid-sized aka human-eating theropod. This animal is an absolute nightmare taxonomy-wise, as there is an ongoing debate about how to classify the Megaraptor. Paleontologists have been debating the classification of Megaraptor since its discovery in Argentina in the 1990s. The initial classification placed Megaraptor among the Dromaeosaurs, a group of theropod dinosaurs known for their enlarged claws on the second toe. This classification was based on a single large claw found in Patagonia. However, the discovery of a more complete arm in 1997 revealed that the large claw was actually on the first finger, not the second toe. This finding cast doubt on the original classification and sparked further debate about Megaraptor's place on the theropod family tree. By the way, Megaraptor also had some appearances in paleomedia, including Dinosaur King and When Dinosaurs Ruled with Jeff Goldblum. Go watch When Dinosaurs Ruled, it's a classic and narrated by a goat. Anyways, in 2010 the clade Megaraptor was named and put within the Carcharodontosaurian subgroup Neoventoridae. However, this has since been under debate, with some even suggesting Megaraptor was a Spinosauroid due to its hand claws. More recent studies suggest Megaraptor and its namesake Megaraptor may be basal Saurosaurians or a sister clade to Tyrannosauroidea or even Tyrannosauroids. The irony of T-Rex on the one end of the Tyrannosauroid spectrum with minimal arms and Megaraptor with nasty long arms and claws would be real. Anyways, the debate over Megaraptors classification is ongoing, and paleontologists are still working to shed light on these enigmatic dinosaurs' evolutionary relationships. Megaraptor's name means large thief or large hunter. Upper estimates for its size are a length of 8 meters or 26.2 feet, with a maximum weight of 1 metric ton or 2,200 pounds. It is one of the bigger Megaraptors alongside Earosthian, Trataenia, the giant Maip, and potentially also the Raptor. This group of theropods is exclusive to the Cretaceous period, from 130 to 66 million years ago. Findings have been made in Asia, Australia and South America. The group Megaraptora and subgroup named Megaraptoridae are named after the Megaraptor. As Earosthian had an efficient air sac system to run over longer periods of time, enabling it to chase down prey, we would imagine this also applies to Maip, Megaraptor and the other Megaraptorids. Megaraptor itself is best known for a giant hand claw that could measure up to 35 centimeters or just over a foot. At least it's the bone. The keratin sheets of the claws would have made them even bigger in life. The second claw was also quite big and the third claw was quite small. Additionally, Megaraptor would have been able to produce speeds of 30 km per hour or 18 miles per hour or more, making them great pursuit predators. Imagine being chased by this thing. You'd have to be a world-level athlete in the sprint, get on the edge of a forest and climb up a tree and you'd be safe, and that's pretty rare. Anyways, Megaraptor's sickle-shaped claws were even more recurved than those of Spinosaurids, while the legs were robust and muscular. A Megaraptor could either impale you with the hand claws or potentially use its tail to knock you over, while using the hand and foot claws to hold you down and munch down on you. Something similar to that would be what I'd believe the Megaraptor would do to small prey. For larger prey such as theropods, I'm a big believer in flesh grazing, which is a strategy of hunting where the Megaraptor would tear out pieces of meat, combining the use of its hand claws and jaws, without actually having to kill the theropod itself. However, flesh grazing is debatable for Megaraptor as its teeth were quite small compared to a big Carcharodontosaur. Since Megaraptor is potentially a tyrannosauroid, you might wanna know about the pack hunting possibilities. It's uncertain and unlikely even though multiple specimens of other tyrannosaur genuses such as the Splatosaurus, Albertosaurus and Tyrannosaurus have been found together. Most of these kinds of finds would be explained by predators hunting in unorganized groups to benefit from each other's numbers, or they died together in a natural predator trap. Furthermore, Megaraptor fossils have been found in Argentina in rocks dating to the late Cretaceous period, 90 to 88 million years ago. The remains have been found in the Portozuelo Formation, which is also known for teleostide fish, turtles, titanosaurs such as Futalocosaurus, dromaeosaurs such as the Unenlagines, Nequenraptor and Unenlagia, as well as the dromaeosaurid Pamparaptor. The Alvarezsaurid Patagonicus, possibly a Galaphon bird, iguanodons and the Astarchoid pterosaur Argentino Draco. What people also seem to forget is that Megaraptorans alongside the Bellisaurs and Tyrannosaurs were one of the last great predatory terrestrial dominances in the Mesozoic, specifically the late Cretaceous, as these groups and the members filled most apex predator niches on land worldwide, replacing the giant Carcharodontosaurs and Spinosaurs of the lower Cretaceous. There is only one thing that can give me nightmare fuel, such as Disney's Dinosaurs Carnotaurus, and that's Megaraptor. I hope you enjoyed this dinosaur profile. Leave a like if you liked it. Also subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on anything. You can also check out the playlist Dinosaur Profiles for more dinosaur profiles, as well as my Twitter for more dinosaur stuff and Instagram for fitness stuff. I wish you a splendid day or evening. Till then. Some Megaraptor paleo art here. Oh god. Who made this? But there's a link to DeviantArt. Well, he was lucky. Australia is famous for housing some of the biggest predators and most poisonous/venomous animals in today's day and age. Snakes, spiders, crocs, monitor lizards, you get the idea.
Go to hell!
Where do you think I come from? Look into my eyes. I wanna see you die.
The list of dangerous animals could go on forever. But what about dinosaurs? In fact, there are two candidates, both of the same clade and very similar to each other, both big enough to count to the very biggest of Australian predators. These were Australia's Megaraptors. Australovenator and Raptor are the dinosaurian apex predators that once stalked Cretaceous Australia. Out of these two, only the Australovenator has been present in Paleodocs, namely Australia, Time Traveler's Guide, when Dinosaurs ruled with Jeff Goldblum, and Walking with Dinosaurs, among others. The latter two appearances were quite controversial, as Australovenator appeared as Allosaurus in both When Dinosaurs Ruled and Walking with Dinosaurs.
Wait a minute! Who are you?
However, this is explained by these dogs just being outdated, because Megaraptor was named in 2010, Australovenator itself in 2009, while the dogs are from the late 90s. This might have helped Australovenator's popularity a lot though, as it is the first dinosaur to come to mind when thinking about Cretaceous Australia. The Australovenator has been placed within Megaraptor as a basal Megaraptoran, but also within the subgroup Megaraptoridae, while its bigger cousin Raptor is mostly placed within Megaraptor as a basal Megaraptoran generally. Raptodonifolastoides was named in 1942 by von Huene, but unfortunately von Huene never gave any etymology on its name, meaning we will have to do some guesswork. In medieval Latin, Raptor stands for violator. Other name meanings could be plunderer, thief or hunter, the latter two being derived from the Latin word raptor. The species name obviously means resembling Oniphelestes. Raptor has been dated to 100.2 to 96.6 million years ago, Grim and Creek Formation, Middle Cenomanian, Late Cretaceous. Remains of a Megaraptorid nicknamed Lightning Claw were discovered in Opal Feet southwest of Lightning Ridge, Australia, may well represent more material of Raptor, which is uncertain though. It might also be a synonym of the highly dubious theropod Vulgadosuchus. Scaling up from Australovenator, Raptor would have been 30 feet or 9 meters long, which is immense for a Megaraptoran. Even though this size is highly controversial, by length, Raptor would be second within Megaraptora, sliding in just behind Mai. Even though we know a lot more about Australovenator, with it being a Megaraptoran, it still is a mysterious dinosaur. It was named in 2009 by Hawkenall as Australovenator wintonensis, meaning the southern hunter of Winton. Its fossils were discovered in the Winton Formation and dated to 95 million years ago. According to Gregory S. Paul, Australovenator is 6 meters or 20 feet long with a body mass of 500 kilograms or 1,100 pounds. Because it was a relatively lightweight predator, Hawkenall coined it as the cheetah of its time. And I do agree with that in a few ways, as Megaraptorans, specifically the later Megaraptorids such as Australovenator, had enormous leg muscle, a long tail and long arms, making them both great at short bursts of speed and keeping balance. While not as fast as a cheetah, Megaraptorans would have most certainly had no problem going past 30 km per hour or 18 miles per hour. The Megaraptoridae Austin has been found with an efficient air sac system that would probably have assisted it in pursuit predation. Meaning Megaraptorans were not as fast as the cheetah, but were probably more enduring. Australovenator as a Megaraptor would probably have had such a system too, while the more basal Raptor might have had a less developed breathing system. Let's speculate on Australovenator and Raptor's claw size by scaling up from Megaraptor. If Megaraptor was 8 meters in length and its claw was 30 centimeters or 12 inches in length, Australovenator's claw could be up to 22 centimeters or 9 inches, and Raptor's claw about 33.75 centimeters or 13.5 inches in length. Take that information especially for the more basal Raptor with a grain of salt, but also note that there's keratin sheets in the claws of Megaraptor that are not fully present in its fossils, which means the keratin sheets would have made Megaraptor's claws even bigger in life. Megaraptors were not only fast but also swift, not only explosive but also enduring when chasing down prey, not only housing sharp teeth but also giant and sharp hand and foot claws, as these are mid-sized predators interested in eating human-sized prey. Encountering them would be the ultimate nightmare if you and I traveled back in time. If you want to know all the ways a Megaraptoran could kill you, you can check out the video about the Megaraptor I did a few weeks ago. Anatomically we do know quite a lot about them, as just mentioned, but taxonomically Megaraptorans were generally a big mess, wandering around from Dromaeosauridae to Spinosauridae to Carcharodontosauria to Coelurosauria and Tyrannosauroidea. I'm gonna use the 2022 cladogram here, showing Megaraptorans as Coelurosaurians. Well, now we already know about the hunting tools, anatomical features, taxonomy, size, etc. But what about the dinosaurs that would have lived alongside our Australian Megaraptorans? Raptor has been found in the Grim and Creek Formation, which is also known for some monotreme mammals. Dipnoi and Actinopterygii fish, the crocodiliform Isisfordia, an Anhangarium pterosaur, and some dinosaurs including the theropods Raptor, and the aforementioned Volchidosuchus. Ornithopods such as the Rabodontum of Fostoria, the Neonifiscian Fulgorotherium, the ornithopod Viverosaurus, and some indeterminate dinosaurs including an Ankylosaur, Noasaur, Megaraptoran, Sauropod, and Enantiornithis. Australovenator is home to the Winton Formation, but some fossils from the Humaralla Formation might also belong to this dino. Let's go with the Humaralla Formation first. This formation is a bit older, with fossil contents being from the Epton and Albian stages of the late stages of Lower Cretaceous Australia. It is known for the lungfish Ceratodus, monotremes, a Myolaniform turtle, and an indeterminate pterosaur, plesiosaur, and mesoeucrocodilian. Dinosaurs include the Oniphicians Leelinosaura, Dilovicursor, Atlascopcosaurus, potentially Galeonosaurus, and an indeterminate Ankylosaur. Now it gets really confusing as the theropods include the Coelurosaurian Timaimus, an indeterminate Lephrosaurinate bird, and potentially Megaraptor, Australovenator, and a third Megaraptorid. These three Megaraptorans must have looked at each other as if they couldn't differentiate who's who. Lastly, the also famous Winton Formation shoots its shot as it's known for the Actinopterygii and dipnoid fish, an indeterminate varanoid, the crocodiliforms Isisfordia and Confractosuchus, as well as the pterosaur Pharaoh-Draco. Dinosaurs include the Australovenator and another indeterminate Megaraptoran, sauropods such as the Wintonotitan, Australotitan, Savannosaurus and Diamantinosaurus, and ornithischians such as the ornithopod Wintonopus and the Amblyodactylus. Another reason the Winton Formation is so famous is the so-called dinosaur stampede, where some predators, probably Australovenator and others, hunted down herbivores, namely Wintonopus, with the footprint still contained in the log quarry. If you're interested in that, just type dinosaur stampede on YouTube and check out PBS Eon's video on it. In conclusion, Raptor and Australovenator would have been some of the biggest predators to ever live in Australia. They were both small and big game hunters who specialized not only in stealth but also in pursuit predation, using their enormous weapons to haunt Cretaceous Australia. That's it for the video about the Cretaceous Australian Megahunters. Smash the thumbs up and subscribe for more videos, and also check out Twitter and Instagram, links in the description. And with that, I wish you a splendid day or evening. Megaraptor out.
Bye, have a great time.
Can you still remember the supposed Carcharodontosaurs that appeared in Dinosaur Planet? They most certainly weren't actually Carcharodontosaurids, because they died out a few million years prior in South America. In reality, those two were A.R. Ostian, a member of the Megaraptor family. Today we will take a look at what this predator really is. A.R. Ostian was a member of the Megaraptorans. It lived in Argentina in the Campanian period, which spans 83.6 million to 72.1 million years ago. You might wanna know why I said A.R. Ostian most certainly wasn't a Carcharodontosaurid. Well, A.R. Ostian has a complex taxonomic history.
Oh shit, here we go again.
Try not to lose brain cells while we go through this. A.R. Ostian is a Megaraptorid. This means that it lived in the subgroup of Megaraptorans and was more closely related to Megaraptor than to basal Megaraptorans. This classification of the Megaraptorans is still not certain. We will now look at 4 potential possibilities. One possibility is that the Megaraptors are a subgroup of the Neovenatoridae. 2 of the theories on the placing of the Neovenatoridae are either within the Carcharodontosaurians or Carcharodontosaurids, so there is still a slight chance that our Ostian is a Carcharodontosaurid. However, more recent studies claim that the Megaraptora are simply a group within the Coelurosauria or a sister taxon of the Tyrannosauroidea. One study even claims that the Megaraptora belongs within Tyrannosauroidea.
Woo! Yeah, baby! That's what I've been waiting for. That's what it's all about.
That would make them a sister taxon of the Tyrannosauridae group, which also includes T-Rex. I still can't picture a group of Tyrannosaurids with long arms and nasty claws. It just doesn't suit in my head. Megaraptorans can cut pretty much anything, and on the other hand there's T-Rex who won't be too happy if you ask him to kill anything with his hands.
Fucking hell, man. I'm finished.
Anyways, Megaraptorans first appeared about 130 million years ago and lived until the end of the Cretaceous period. Fossils are known from South America, Asia and Australia. Earastian was one of the larger and therefore more dangerous Megaraptorans alongside Megaraptor, the giant Maip, Tratayenia and potentially the Raptor. The most recent size estimates for Earastian are a length of 7.5 meters or 24.6 feet and a weight of 1 metric ton. Earastian Rio coloradensis is the only species and thus also the type species of the genus Earastian.
Welcome back, Captain Obvious.
Yes, I am!
Earastian was described by Paul Serino among others in 2009 and its name means airborne from the Rio Colorado. The species epithet Rio coloradensis comes from the Rio Colorado River in southern Argentina, as its fossils were found 1 kilometer or 0.6 miles north of the river. Probably the most interesting feature of the Earastian are its bird-esque airways. Cavities were discovered in the body of Earastian. A system of air tubes runs around the body, ending in hollow bones. Researchers developed 3 theories as to its purpose. First theory, they could have made the lungs and breathing more efficient. Second theory, Earastian reduced its weight through the system, which means it has the exact same function as the skull fenestrae. Third theory, it served as a heat regulator. The classification of Earastian as a Megaraptorid would mean that it also possessed the characteristics of these predators. It was closely related to the Raptor, which was a bit smaller than Earastian. Megaraptors were usually medium to large sized predators and were equipped with long hand claws and robust front legs. A single tooth, some skull bones, a number of fragmented vertebrae of the neck, some complete vertebrae of the neck, back and sacrum, several ribs, abdominal ribs, fork bone, left scapula, left ilium, and the left and right pubis were found from Earastian. Earastian lived in Argentina in the Anacleto Formation. Alongside Earastian lived various sauropods such as Barosaurus, Laplatosaurus, Nequensaurus and Narumbuena titan. The smaller nifopod Gasparinisaura also called this land its home. Apart from the dinosaurs, small mammals and the crocodilomorph Gasparinisuchus also lived here. From the non-avian dinosaur theropod side, Orcasaurus and the Bellisaurus also lived here alongside Earastian. Orcasaurus was considerably smaller, but the Bellisaurus reached a similar size and was probably even heavier than Earastian. Normally the top predators of an ecosystem tend to avoid each other. However, it could be that Earastian and the Bellisaurus stole each other's prey or even crashed into each other from time to time. Megaraptorans and the Bellisaurs could only fully take over the apex predator niches in South America after the large Carcharodontosaurids, Giganotosaurus, Mapusaurus and Meraxes, as well as the giant Spinosaurid Oxalia vanished. However, both these groups developed and spread wide much earlier, so it was their deserved time to shine. And out of the whole bunch of the mysterious group that Megaraptor is generally, Earastian takes the crown for most mysterious. We do not know why Earastian became extinct. Earastian died out 72.6 million years ago, a few million years prior to the great mass extinction at the Cretaceous Tertiary boundary. It was one of the top predators of the Campanian in Argentina and one of the faces of the Megaraptor. That's it for the video of Earastian, an unorthodox predator even among Megaraptorans. When talking about Asian theropods, we often hear names like Tarbosaurus or Velociraptor. These are the best known Asian theropods. In more recent times, people also learned about some more giant theropods from these lands, like Gigantoraptor or Sucheng tyrannus. However, apart from giant tyrannosaurs and many raptorans, there once was another giant theropod, rivaling even Tarbosaurus and Sucheng tyrannus in size. You might call him Asia's answer to Carcharodontosaurus, or also a taxonomic mess. This was the Gigantosaurus. Gigantosaurus was a giant theropod measuring 11 meters or 36 feet in length and weighing around 2.5 to 4 metric tons. The fossils were found in the Ulanzhou Formation in China. Gigantosaurus was dated to the Turonian of the Cretaceous, approximately 93.9 to 89.8 million years ago. The type species is Gigantosaurus tashiukuensis, described by Chinese paleontologist Hu Chengxi in 1964. Gigantosaurus means lizard of Gigantai. The species epithet Tashuicuensis comes from the place where the fossils were found, Tashuiku. Tashuiku is a village in Inner Mongolia, China. Unfortunately, Shilantaiosaurus' skeleton is relatively fragmentary. However, the parts that have been found of Shilantaiosaurus includes bones from the neck, back, hips, limbs and feet. Shilantaiosaurus has a complex taxonomic history. It was originally classified as a carnosaur related to Allosaurus, but some subsequent studies suggested that it may be a Spinosaurid or a member of an alternate offshoot of Neotetanurine theropods. A 2009 study found that Shilantaiosaurus was a carnosaur of the family Neovenatoridae. However, a 2018 phylogenetic analysis recovered Shilantaiosaurus as a primitive Solurosaurian. Several other species have been described based on very poor remains. The species Shilantaiosaurus sibricus is based on a single distal metatarsal discovered in Russia. It is poorly described, so its relationships cannot be accurately determined, and its placement as a species of Shilantaiosaurus is highly questionable. Shilantaiosaurus mauritensis was reclassified as Shochilong mauritensis in 2009. An additional species named in 1979, Shilantaiosaurus zhejiangensis, is actually a Therizinosaur taxon. For the sake of this video, however, let's go with the 2016 cladogram by Sebastian Apestegua and colleagues, which places Shilantaiosaurus tashuicuensis within the groups of Neovenatorids. Neovenatorids were a subgroup of Carcharodontosaurid theropods, first appearing in the early Cretaceous 130 million years ago. This group is most famous for the Neovenator from the Isle of Wight in the UK. However, even the Neovenator, potentially growing up to 10 meters in length, was smaller than his Asian cousin. The Neovenator also had a more graceful build for its size. The size estimate for a 7 meter or 23 feet long Neovenator is only about 1 metric ton. As mentioned earlier, Shilantaiosaurus was more heavily built, yet because of the close relation still has many similar traits to Neovenator. Neovenatorids had large foreclaws, razor-sharp teeth, powerful hind limbs and long forelimbs, just like its predecessor, the Allosaurus. Even though heavier for its size in comparison to Neovenator and Allosaurus, it still had a relatively light build for its massive size, suggesting Shilantaiosaurus might have been a somewhat fast and agile predator like the former mentioned relatives. So what can we actually find out about the skull, claws and teeth, judging Shilantaiosaurus from its relatives Neovenator and the Carcharodontosaurs? The skull of Shilantaiosaurus could have been up to 1.5 meters or 5 feet long. The teeth of Shilantaiosaurus were serrated and potentially up to 10 centimeters or 4 inches long. The foreclaws, on the other hand, could have been up to 15 centimeters or 6 inches long, while the other claws were smaller. The skull of Shilantaiosaurus did have fenestrae, which are openings in the skull. Like in other Carcharodontosaurs, these fenestrae would have been located above the eyes and behind the nostrils and were mandatory to lighten the animal's build. Fauna from Shilantaiosaurus habitat, the Ullansue Formation, includes the Ankylosaurid Gobisaurus domoculus, the Carcharodontosaurid Shochilong mauritensis, the Pachycephalosaurid Cynocephale bexelli, the Ornithomimid Cynonephimimus dong, and an indeterminate Iguanodontian. Looking at the size of the other dinosaurs, especially the carnivores, one would notice that none came close to the Shilantaiosaurus, assuring him his place as the top predator of the Ullansue Formation of the Turonian. However, at the end of the Turonian age, approximately 89.8 million years ago, something happened, causing the Ullansue dinosaurs to disappear from the fossil record. Along with them, also one of the largest predators to ever rule Asia, the Shilantaiosaurus. That's it for the video of the Shilantaiosaurus. I hope you could learn something useful or interesting. For more content about Megaraptor, you can subscribe and check out the playlist, as well as click the bell to not miss out on any further content. You can also check out Twitter or Instagram to hear my opinions on things currently going on in the dinosaur world, or just to get to know me more. And with that, I wish you a splendid day or evening. Goodbye.